Imagine being told that your country has almost no chance of succeeding. No oil.
No gold. No vast farmland.
Very little fresh water. Almost no natural resources. Now imagine that country becoming one of the richest places on earth. Today, Singapore has one of the highest incomes per person in the world. It is home to one of the busiest ports on the planet, one of Asia's largest financial centers, and one of the world's most business-friendly economies. But just a few decades ago, none of this seemed possible. When Singapore became independent in 1965, many experts believed it would struggle to survive. So, how did this tiny island transform itself into a global economic powerhouse? This is the story of how Singapore became rich. A nation with almost nothing. Singapore is one of the smallest countries in the world. Its total land area is only about 730 square kilometers. Unlike many wealthy nations, it has almost no natural resources. There are no large oil fields. No major mineral deposits. Very little land for farming. Even fresh water was once imported from neighboring Malaysia. For centuries, Singapore's biggest advantage was its location. It sits at the crossroads of major shipping routes connecting Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and Australia. Thousands of ships passed by every year. Still, geography alone does not create prosperity. By the early 1960s, Singapore faced serious problems. Unemployment was high. Housing was overcrowded. Many families lived in poor conditions. Ethnic tensions threatened social stability. Crime and corruption were concerns. Then, in 1965, another major crisis arrived. Singapore separated from Malaysia and suddenly became an independent nation. Many people believed the country had no future. Building a nation. Instead of giving up, Singapore's leaders treated independence as an opportunity. Their first priority was creating jobs. Without employment, poverty would continue, and social unrest could grow. The government focused on attracting foreign companies. Factories needed workers. Workers needed skills. Businesses needed confidence that their investments would be protected. This required something many developing countries struggled to provide: political stability, reliable laws, low corruption, efficient government. These became the foundation of Singapore's economic strategy. Investors quickly noticed. Companies from the United States, Europe, and Japan began opening factories. Thousands of new jobs were created. The economy started growing. Fighting corruption. One of Singapore's biggest strengths became its fight against corruption. In many countries, businesses lose time and money dealing with bribery and inefficient bureaucracy. Singapore chose a different path. Government agencies were expected to operate efficiently. Public officials received competitive salaries but faced severe penalties for corruption. The legal system was strengthened. Contracts were enforced. Investors knew that rules would generally be applied consistently. This built trust. Trust encouraged investment. Investment created jobs. Jobs increased incomes. Higher incomes generated more tax revenue, allowing further investment in infrastructure and public services. The cycle of growth continued. Investing in people. Singapore understood something important. If it could not rely on natural resources, it had to rely on human talent. Education became a national priority. Schools emphasized mathematics, science, engineering, and technical skills. Universities partnered with industry. Vocational training prepared workers for manufacturing and technology jobs. As the economy evolved, education evolved too. Instead of producing only factory workers, Singapore began producing engineers, scientists, software developers, and financial professionals. This allowed the country to move into higher value industries. Knowledge became Singapore's most valuable resource. Building world-class infrastructure. Economic growth also depended on infrastructure. Singapore invested heavily in roads, ports, airports, telecommunications, and public transportation. Goods from every continent passed through Singapore. Its airport earned a reputation for efficiency and excellent service. Reliable electricity, clean streets, and modern communications made the country attractive to international businesses. Companies could move products quickly and operate with minimal delays. Efficiency became one of Singapore's biggest competitive advantages. From factories to finance. During its early years, manufacturing powered Singapore's economy. electronics, chemicals, and industrial goods became major exports. But the government knew low-cost manufacturing would not be enough forever. Other countries could produce similar goods more cheaply. Singapore needed to move up the value chain. The country expanded into banking, finance, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, logistics, and advanced technology. Today, many multinational companies manage their Asian operations from Singapore. Its financial sector serves businesses from around the world. Instead of competing on low wages, Singapore competes on productivity, innovation, and reliability. Housing and stability. Economic success was not built only through business policies. The government also invested heavily in public housing. Millions of Singaporeans live in well-planned apartment communities developed over several decades. These neighborhoods include schools, parks, transportation, and healthcare facilities. Stable housing improved living standards and helped create stronger communities. At the same time, investments in healthcare and public safety contributed to a high quality of life. A healthy, educated population became another advantage for economic growth. Challenges today. Singapore's success does not mean it has no problems. The country faces rising housing costs. Its population is aging. Competition from other global financial centers continues to increase. Because Singapore depends heavily on international trade, global recessions can affect its economy. To stay competitive, Singapore continues investing in artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, clean energy, biotechnology, and digital services. The strategy remains the same: adapt before circumstances force change. Singapore's journey proves that wealth is not determined only by geography or natural resources. A country can build prosperity through strong institutions, education, infrastructure, openness to trade, and long-term planning. Its success was not the result of one policy or one leader. It came from decades of consistent decisions that encouraged investment, developed human talent, and maintained stability. While every country has its own unique history and challenges, Singapore's experience offers valuable lessons about governance, economic strategy, and the importance of investing in people. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more stories about the countries, companies, and economic ideas shaping our world. Next time, we'll explore the rise and fall of Nokia, how the world's biggest mobile phone company lost its crown in the smartphone era.